Hi Henry, good to see you. As promised, here's your video analysis of your serve. On the right is the new serve from August 4th. On the left is an old serve from May 11th when we first started working together. And I'm going to play your serve in regular speed, slow motion, and then point out some key positions and changes. So let's rewind together and from the serve from the top, and we're going to look at it in regular speed. So here we go. We're going to look at a regular speed. It might be tough to see some things.
That was together.
Okay. And then we're going to rewind here and look at your serve in slow motion. See what happens here. So this is now in slow motion. And you may not see the differences, but we're now going to break them down in key positions. And the first one is first key position here is the ready position, and on the right here you see you probably going to have a longer swing because your rack is more in front. The second key position is the release, and you can see on the right here we have the release with our shoulder line slightly staggered. On the right here, our release is the shoulder line is pretty even. You can see it's a flat shoulder line. So that's one of the differences. So on the left, you're going to be getting better loading and a more upward swing. Now let's see what happens from here. Now into the loaded position. This is nice. You got good knee flexion. The elbow is bent right here, and you got good knee flexion. And on the left here, this loaded position, okay, you can see the difference. The loaded position on the left, the shoulder line is still level, more or less. The racket hand is way too high, so you have to come all the way down and drive upwards, and that's a hard task. So that hand had to be lower, and that's what we were trying to do. And then let's forward now to the cocking position. As you mentioned, this position looks very painful because of the elbow position. And on the right, your cocking position is better because you can see you're already driving with the legs. You're a little ahead in the driving. On the left, however, you just began to drive, so you get more of what we call a cartwheel position. And let's take a look at that, what we mean by that. You can see the hips already turned here where they haven't turned yet here. So it's a steeper cartwheel position. That means hip over hip, that the right hip now driving. If you remember before, if we rewind, the right hip was lower. So you went from this position, and then in the later sequence you were in that position. Here we go. So as you can see, the hip line has changed. It's shoulder, it's hip over hip. Here now, going up to close to the contact point, you straighten out on the right, but on the left, your body is a little bent, a little awkward. You can see right there, the hips are bent, the left arm is a little flailed. You haven't really pushed into the court. You're kind of like bending forward into the court, whereas on the right, you're already extended nicely and into the court. The one thing is, on the right, the new serve, your head is down a little. It could be up a little more as in the older serve on the left. And the last motion is our finish, and both in front, but you're a little more balanced on the right. On the left, your right foot is sort of kicking up, which is probably because you're adding a little more spin. But again, you want to show a little more balance. So that's your serve, and those are the key positions and how it's improved. So now you are now driving more upwards with a steeper shoulder line, which allows potential for power and for spin. Good work, Henry, and look forward to I'm looking forward to working with you some more, and best of luck with the tennis.